Good afternoon, Seawolves. I'm Lily McInerney. I hope you had a good week and are doing well on those midterms. We have a lot to cover with you today. First, we will update you all on the situation in Iran. Iranian women are cutting their hair and burning their hijabs in protest after Mahsa Amini's death. Amini was 22 when she died in the hospital on September 16th after being arrested by the morality police. The morality police is a unit of Iranian police that enforces Islamic dress code laws in public. Amini was accused of breaking these laws by not covering her head properly. Many Iranian women and men are standing up for their freedom in opposition to the laws. Protests continue as the story develops. The Sigma Phi Delta fraternity here at Stony Brook University has been placed on interim suspension following sexual assault allegations that were posted on social media. The claims were posted via an Instagram story on September 16th. Following this, an accused brother of the fraternity denied these allegations on his Instagram story. In an email to Stony Brook faculty and staff, President Maury McInnes said, quote, "Like you, we are deeply disturbed by these allegations and immediately upon learning of the matter, launched an investigation. Sexual misconduct in any form is abhorrent and does great damage to both individuals and to the community as a whole." End quote. If you have an issue regarding Title IX, you can call 631-632-6280. That's 631-632-6280. Or go to report it at stonybrook.edu. This is a developing story that we will continue to cover in future broadcasts. A case of anti-Semitism looms over SBU's Jewish community. Earlier this month, Nazi and Holocaust-related imagery were discovered on a free speech bubble organized by SBU's College Republicans Club. Chief Diversity Officer Judy Brown Clark condemned this act of hate and said the individual responsible has been addressed. It is unclear whether the individual is a student and if they face charges of misconduct. Hillel Executive Director Jessica Lemons added the incident comes as anti-Semitism grows nationwide. This past August in New York City, the most reported hate crimes were against Jewish people, according to the NYPD. To report instances of bias or discrimination at SBU, visit the Office of Equity and Access website at the link seen below. More than 2.5 million people were left without power in Florida after Hurricane Ian swept through the region. The storm made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane with wind speeds as high as 150 miles per hour. President Joe Biden said that Ian could be the deadliest hurricane in Florida's history. Despite weakening into a tropical storm Thursday morning, Ian strengthened into a Category 1 hurricane later in the evening. The storm is expected to pass through South Carolina today. On September 18th, Hurricane Fiona tore through Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. The Category 1 storm has displaced thousands of people, and the current death toll stands at 8. Over 1 million people in the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico are still without power and running water. Alana Vasquez, president of Stony Brook's Latin American Student Organization, or LASO, says the group is collecting donations for Puerto Rico. They will be working with 2 Puerto Rican-based nonprofit foundations. Head over to LASO's Instagram and claim a bingo board on their stories to donate. Next, we turn to our reporter who was out in the field to cover the increase in book banning that is taking over our country. Sydney?
Across the country, book banning efforts have been on the rise. In 2022 alone, there has been an attempt to ban over 1,500 titles from communities. The Humanities Department at Stony Brook recently led a panel about this topic.
To a dangerous and outrageous and a frightening resurgence of book banning in recent years.
Where are these ideas coming from? Why is it so concentrated now? And why is it so vehement? I believe there's a simple answer. White supremacy is beginning to feel threatened. The more I read, the more I see, the more that is the explanation that unites all of the issues that we're seeing. When people want to ban a book and they haven't read it, they have no logic behind their argument, it makes no sense.
Organized efforts have been mostly targeting books with LGBTQ or Black characters. Many of these books are beloved classics like The Catcher in the Rye or modern favorites like The Hate U Give. Vivette Duke spoke about her own experience with this issue.
teaching a book like The Hate U Give is fertile ground to unleash and engage the intellectual potential that exists in students of color that too often goes untapped. Educator, I'm charged with engaging my students in critical thinking. As an English teacher, one of the best ways I know to do that is through text, through rich text where students see themselves in the book that they are reading.
With the upcoming midterm elections, many fear that challenging books in schools will most likely escalate.
What is it that they teach us about the human spirit? Because that's really what it boils down to. All of the books that are banned teach us something about the human spirit. Why are we banning that?
I'm Sydney Riddle, Stony Brook Media Group.
That's all for today. Thank you for tuning in and have a good weekend. Do well in school, but remember that taking care of yourself comes first.